Have you ever thought to yourself, why do I have to pay taxes on my income? Or I'm tired of paying taxes to a corrupt government that don't do shit for us.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad!
Well, you're in luck. What if I told you that it's actually completely voluntary and you don't have to give any of your money to the corrupt feds? Now, many will paranoidly say,
The IRS is going to come get you if you don't.
well, those people haven't listened to Paymon. Who? Paymon Mohohade, 30-year tax law expert who has won several cases against the IRS in the court of law. Now, I haven't paid taxes in almost 4 years, but the IRS still hasn't came for me. After following Paymon's advice, I can practically work any job I want, pursue any career, without having to give any of my money to the corrupt government. In this video, I'm going to enlighten you guys on exactly why you legally don't have to pay federal taxes on your income and show you guys an example of how much you can make more a month doing what I did. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop on into it. All right, so the federal government is actually the 51st U.S. government, and it's not actually part of the United States mentioned in the back of the Internal Revenue Code or the IRS's handbook. Since DC is not technically one of the 50 states, they cannot legally tax your income without your permission unless you are a federal worker / contractor, live in Washington, D.C., or a U.S. territory like Puerto Rico, Guam, etc. Now, if you look in the back of the Internal Revenue Code in Title 26, Chapter 21, Section 3121E, subsection 2, for the definition of United States in regards to income taxes, it actually says that it is referring to U.S. territories, like in quotes, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, Guam, American Samoas, and the Virgin Islands. In other words, not the 50 states that they brainwashed you to believe in the legacy media, etc. The IRS is just a boogeyman, and a very inefficient one at that now, given the fact of how understaffed it is currently. It's actually one of the good things that Trump did, ironically enough. You might be thinking to yourself, well, how much more could I be making a month if I didn't have federal taxes taken out? Well, let's take a look-sees at that. All right, so here we have an example, right, of 2 of my previous paychecks between 2 different restaurants under the same company, right? See, my total hours worked is about 31.64 hours together total, and then you see how much I got paid for each one. That totals $470.11 for that pay period. That's without federal income tax taken out. Let us sit here and, see what the difference is for like us versus a fellow employee that worked the same amount of hours, right? Per month or per pay period rather. All right, so in order to do that right, we need to take out the Medicare / Medicaid and FICA taxes, right, which Medicaid / Medicare is 6.2%, and then you have FICA, which is 1.45%, and state tax as well too. I currently am in Illinois, so it's 4.95%, right? This is the numbers you got to take out. These are the numbers that we're going to take out since we don't have to deal with the federal tax income. However, though, if you are doing that, you would do about 10 to 12% roughly, give or take. Or you can just look at your paycheck and figure out the math to see exactly how much taken out of your paycheck for federal income taxes if you want. But you guys do the math on all of that and figure it out. You just take the tax percentage and you times it by 100. You move decimal point 2 points to the left, right? And then you take that and multiply it by the total pay amount you're getting, right, for each individual like tax, and then you add all of those together at the end, and then subtract all the totals from each individual tax taken out from your pay, and that's like how much you're going to get taken out in total, right? You basically just do the same thing again for not having federal income tax taken out. You just leave it out this time, and then you'd subtract the difference between the two, right? If you do that, roughly you make anywhere to about $50 to $60 more in a specific pay period. And if you guys work the same amount in a month too, you feel me? That's like $100 to $200 roughly, give or take, more that you make a month than your coworker who has to, wait for a tax refund to come. And that's more money in your pocket that you can invest in liquid assets like cryptocurrencies or fine art, real estate, etc., liquid tangible assets, or like to help you take care of yourself or do some self-care when you've done really good lately and you deserve it, right? Some of you guys are probably, asking yourself, well, how can I make this happen for me? Simple answer is go to freedomlawschool.org, check out their videos, or you can watch our videos prior so you guys can become more informed about this stuff and hear more about what Payman Mohohide has to say. Eventually, regardless, either way, you're going to have to go to freedomlawschool.org so that way you can get everything you need. When you do, make sure to follow all their instructions to a T, because you have to. Like, it's the best way to ensure yourself protection and like that you are doing everything correctly so that way you don't have to deal with any bullshit or any hiccups at all. Unless you owe back taxes, you feel me? If that's the case, get those taken care of first, then you do this. When you guys do this, you won't have to worry about this stuff, and you won't have to pay, federal taxes no more to a corrupt government that doesn't support you and abuses you, or FICA taxes. And, in some states, you only have to pay state tax as well, too. States like Florida or Kentucky, I believe, too. There's like 7 to 9 states that you don't have to pay state tax in on your income. Do your own research on that stuff if you guys need to. So, like, you'll be making either like $100 or like anywhere between $50 to a couple $100 more, or even more depending on how much you make, right? And this doesn't really affect you based on what tax bracket you get into, right? So like even if you get up and go into the next tax bracket, it doesn't affect you because you don't have to pay income taxes because they're illegal. Unless you sit there and sign the form that says, I will pay under the threat of perjury, right? With your blood. That's why it's in blue and red a lot of times for, like important documentation and stuff like that, or like back in the day at least. Let us know inside the chat below what you guys think about this. Are you excited to not have to pay federal income taxes anymore? Or just like the idea of not having to pay federal income taxes? Let us know your guys' thoughts and opinions on that in the chat below. I would love to hear them. As usual, though, my dudes, if you guys did make it to this point in the video, go and leave the phrase "Deep State Eat My Cake" in the comment section down below, so let me know that you made it to the end and that you guys are part of the 1,000,000% tribe. As usual, if you guys did enjoy, please don't forget to, hit that like button and destroy the shit out of the subscribe button. It really does mean a lot to me, and more importantly, it also helps us to get even further in the CensorTube algorithm out to even more people to let them know that it's okay to question these shitty, corrupt systems we live in, and that it's perfectly natural to do so. Also, if you guys would like a more interactive experience with us, come join us live every
Wednesday, my dudes.
From 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. U.S. Central Time, where we talk about conspiracy facts such as this, play a variety of games such as Fortnite, Marvel Rivals, etc. Whatever really floats the mood, or, chill out and have a good time, make some dark humored memes, and just vibe out, As usual, though, my dudes, I appreciate you guys very much for being here. Thank you. Much love. And until next time, please don't forget to live long and prosper. Take care and peace. Keep it 1,000,000% real. And as always, fuck the system. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Z-Trip.
We are the rebels, we are the glitches inside of the matrix. We are the ones who decided to stand up and fight for the right. They say we ain't gonna take it. We are the people, we are the places, we are the heroes, we are the faces. We're the attitude that happens after you try to attack the truth and do damage for ages. It's an evolution, we don't bow down for any human. I'd rather die than go on living life like a pawn for the people who